Do you want to learn how you can engrave your favorite photos on materials like this? Well, stay tuned to discover all you need to know. First things first, let's go over some basic settings in XCS. Starting with the difference between SVG and PNG or JPEG files. Generally speaking, SVGs are better for simple graphics, logos, illustrations, etc. that need to be scaled and resized frequently. PNGs and JPEGs are better for complex scene photos or images with many colors or details. When it comes to laser engraving with XES, these two file types are handled differently. So, how do you know what file type you have? The quickest way is to look at the extensions. They will let you know what format your image is. You will also be able to tell what type you have once you import the images into xTool Creative Space. On the left is my SVG. When you select a SVG, you will notice a group of options show up with the word vector here, which is another name for SVG. Your settings include score, engrave or cut, laser type, power, speed, and pass. Oftentimes, vectors are produced with some of the elements split up, so you can rearrange things if needed like so. Today, we will be working with photo engraving, which use PNG or JPEG files like this one we see on the right. As you can tell, this image is a lot more detailed with highlights, shadows, and textures. When you select one of the file types, you will see image displayed here. You may have also noticed that there are a few more options when compared to the vector file. First, we will jump down here in the settings to choose our bitmap mode. For this video, we will be covering Jarvis. Now let's get familiar with the settings. Here you can select different filters if you're looking for a specific style. Sharpness can help you get cleaner lines. Grayscale adjustments will change your lightest and darkest part of the image. Invert is left on/off if you are engraving on light materials or turned on for darker material. Here you can also see that the only processing type is engrave. Laser type, you can also use blue light or IR. Next is dot duration. The F1 works similar to an ink printer in the way that it creates an image. If you were able to look your engraving under a microscope, you would see a grid of dots like this. Dot duration is the amount of time the laser spends on each dot. Lower numbers produce a darker image, higher numbers produce a lighter image. Then we have power, and finally, DPI. DPI represents the density of those dots, meaning higher resolution. This is great for smaller engravings, but you'll need to keep in mind that higher DPIs will increase engraving times. In some cases, it will also either lighten or darken your images, so dot duration needs to be adjusted to account for that. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's start our projects. First up, we will be engraving this Christmas card using xTool scratch paper. Sometimes you may not want the entire image, so recently xTool has added a handy feature called masking. For this project, I will add a square to my work area and resize it. I will also select engrave so that you can see the square a bit better. Next, select both the square and the image, right-click and select Make Clipping Mask. Now you can resize your square and reposition it. Once you are satisfied with the result, tap Done. If at any point you need to change the settings, you can right-click on your image and edit or release the clipping mask to revert your changes. We will be using the xTool settings for this scratch paper. First, deselect the photo, and you will see a material option. From here, select scratch paper. Also, click Invert since we are engraving on a dark material. Great! Now I will just type out Merry Christmas and select a fancy font. As we watch this engrave, I will go over some other details. Photo engravings will typically take a bit longer than vector files because of the amount of detail. The type of material you are engraving on will also affect your total engrave time. In the interest of time, all of these engravings have been sped up, but with that being said, the xTool F1 is extremely fast when compared to other laser engravers that use a gantry system. And as you can see, the results look awesome. Next, we will be creating a metal wallet photo that you can give to your loved ones. I generated an image of a family Christmas photo that matches the aspect ratio of our metal card. This means we don't have to mask anything, and we'll get a nice full engraving. For these settings, we will set it to the IR laser, bitmap mode to Jarvis, dot duration to 150, power to 100%, DPI to 600, and also don't forget to invert your image for darker materials. These metal business cards have so many uses, but I love making wallet photos with them. They are really durable and will last a lifetime. They are sold on xTool's site in various different colors and can make a great holiday gift. Looks great! Now for the other side, I would like to engrave Merry Christmas along with the names of the family members. I usually unite my designs so that I can move it as a whole. Also, after repositioning and resizing, I can remove the first image. This is just a vector engrave with the following settings. IR laser, power 100%, speed 400. Lines per centimeter 300. Adding a bit of personalization will add that extra touch of love to each card. As you can tell, the vector engraving is much faster. We always love to demonstrate the sound of these cards. Doesn't it just sound like a premium gift? Moving on to something lighter, this wooden Christmas ornament. This is a simple design. I just wanted a round image, so I will apply a circle mask. This will also be our first design to use the blue light laser, and since the ornament is a light color, we will not be inverting it. Dot duration is 350, power is 80, DPI is 500. Some things that we have learned along the way is that the type of wood you get will greatly affect your result. Softer wood tends to burn quicker, so you have to use really light engrave settings, but if you have a nice, smooth hardwood, then you can get very detailed images. In this example, you can clearly see the checkered pattern on the kid's shirt and the texture of the hair. It really is impressive how you can get these kind of customization from the comfort of your own home with the xTool F1. This ornament will surely become an heirloom passed down over generations. What a high-tech way to spread that special holiday cheer through homemade crafts and custom designs. It would make the perfect gift for Grandma and Grandpa. For our last and final design, we will be doing a slate coaster. Similar to the other designs, I added the image and then typed the word joy. For slate, I use the IR laser. Dot duration is 450. Power is 100%. DPI is 450. And of course, invert for the darker material. Keep in mind that slate is one of those materials that does take some time. However, the detail is absolutely amazing. I usually set the DPI to 450 or higher because it looks so good to see such a high-resolution image engraved on stone. However, you can easily speed up the engraving by dropping the DPI. And there you have it, a beautifully engraved slate coaster. We hope that you enjoyed this video. Let us know if there are any other materials or projects that you would like to see. Thanks for watching!